Hey guys, welcome to the Tough Buff. This is Daniel speaking. If you're wondering why I'm actually posting a video on PTCGO, it's because John and I are having some trouble getting back and forth to each other to hand off the GoPro to each other. That's how we would record our videos in the past. But since that's becoming an issue, since transportation is becoming an issue, it seems more fitting that I start making some videos on PTCGO. You have John and Franco to do videos on the GoPro, and we'll be able to actually get content out to you guys more often, which is what's important. So we were trying to stray away from the whole PTCGO thing because we feel that sloppy plays are more you're more prone to play sloppier because it's not a serious program. You're not holding the cards, so you don't really care too much about the outcome and whatnot. But also having the real cards, is how the game was meant to be. It's Pokemon trading card game, the real cards are just so much more beautiful. But this online program is not that bad. It's going to help us get some content out to you guys on a more regular basis so we can keep up a nice schedule. You haven't seen me in a video in the last couple of months, so this is how we're going to kind of alleviate that. So what I have for you here today is a deck that I was testing for a while for the national championships. It's Manectric, Mew, Jolteon. Now, the deck started out as a Manectric, Jolteon, Cresselia deck, because Cresselia was the only psychic attacker that was a basic type that could one-shot Gallade from Breakthrough, that actually also had free retreat. So those were all the criteria that I was looking to find an attacker with. But we ended up getting Mew in the new set, so now we have a very versatile card in this Mew. So I think this deck is definitely a very good contender. Good matchups would be things such as, I feel, Night March, Mega Rayquaza, Greninja isn't very bad at all. Trevenant, pretty much auto-win. And those are like the four of the bigger decks out there. Vileplume Vespiquen, I think, is also a good one because they just can't hit your Manectric for a one-shot very easily, and you're just hitting them back and putting energies on a new attacker. So, anyways, with that being said, let's get into the actual deck. So we have a 3/3 Manectric. The Assault Laser one, the Turbo Bolt one, the only ones. They're pretty good in here because Turbo Bolt puts 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. And we have Jolteon EX, which says, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So you're doing 70 damage, mixed with 110 damage, which is 180. That's perfect math to KO an EX Pokemon. You're running only Lightning as your basic energy, so they have that synergy together. And Manectric is so strong and sufficient, and it's just probably the best way, in my opinion, to run Jolteon right now, besides like in a Mew box deck. Now we have a Raikou from Breakthrough. The idea behind the Raikou was that with its Shining Body ability and its and Fighting Fury Belts on it, making its HP go to 160, it's pretty much an EX, because if you're not hitting 180, you're not getting a knockout on it. But also the fact that it's a non-EX means that you're pretty much investing so much into getting this KO just to draw one prize card. So not only is it a 7th prize in games that maybe you don't need Mew or something like that, but it's a very strong hitter, and it's very tanky, especially with our Rough Seas Stadium here. So next we have our support guys. We got Hoopa, we got 2 Shaymins. That's pretty standard in Manectric builds. And then lastly our Mew. So this Mew has the ability Memories of Dawn. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any of your basic Pokemon in play. You still need necessary energy, obviously. So the idea behind the Mew is that, well, it's taking place of the Cresselia, but we play one Dimension Valley, so you could do Assault Laser against Gallade if they have a tool attached for 1 energy with D Valley out, or 2. You can use Flash Ray for 2, knock out the Gallade, and then they can't hit you with their Night Marchers on the consecutive turn. So basically, also you can still run only Lightning Energy instead of running Psychics, because Cresselia took one Psychic to Colorless, and you don't need to have a Stadium in play for it to have Free Retreat, because that was Cresselia's ability. If there's a Stadium in play, period, this Pokemon has Free Retreat. So Mew is all in all a better card. The only issue maybe would be the 50 HP, but I think that's manageable. Now for supporter cards, we have 3 Professor Sycamore. I used to run 4, but I needed to make some room for some other stuff. We have an N in here. That's pretty standard, like the X amount of Sycamore, 1 Shuffle Supporter, and Manectric is like what people have been playing for the whole season. A Skyla, because it searches out your one of D Valley, it searches out your Rough Seas, some of your cards in here that we play smaller counts of. 2 Lysander to get around Trevenant and to send up Vileplume versus Vespiquen Vileplume to give us a couple turns without them attacking to set our Pokemon up. We have an AZ to pull back up the Hoopa, pull back up the Shaman, pick Pokemon off our bench against Night March for Jolteon, so they have no target for Escape Rope, Lysander, and so they can't target Whistle. And then we have 4 VS Seekers. So pretty simple supporter line. I used to run a Misty's Determination. Misty's. Okay, so what Misty does is discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at the top 8 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So Misty, actually, you could discard an energy to use for Turbo Bolt as like fodder, and then you can find a random card off the top 8. So cards that we can't search out, such as pretty much only double colorless energy, and any one card that maybe we didn't want to use Sycamore on, or that we can't Skyla for a Pokemon. Maybe we didn't have an Ultra Ball, or we didn't want to discard 2 cards. So I thought, maybe Misty over Skyla could be something else you can do. But for now, I think keeping the Skyla is important, just because of the fact that it's a guarantee over, over a maybe. Now, we have 4 Ultra Ball, standard in pretty much every deck. 4 Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card you find there, put it into your hand, shuffle the other cards. Trainer's Mail is because we run 4 Max Elixir. We run, obviously, our Ultra Balls. Manectric Spirit Link is like one of the bigger points for Trainer's Mail, because if you can get out your Spirit Link before your opponent could get a Head Ringer, then you can, obviously not have to end your turn to evolve into Mega Manectric. That was the whole point of Trainer's Mail last season, but now it's in here mostly for the Elixirs. So we have our 4 Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck. Find an energy, basic energy you find there, put it on a basic Pokemon on your bench. Now, the reason that I wanted the Cresselia, the Free Retreat, that being one of my criteria in the past, was that you could Max Elixir to one of your benched guys and then retreat the Cresselia, no problem. So that's why I'm trying my hardest to make sure that this deck has mostly free retreaters. So 4 of your starters are free retreaters, and then the rest of them are not, and that is why we have the 1 Escape Rope along with the AZ. You could also run Floatstone in here, but then I feel the deck would get a little clunky. But the idea, obviously, is that you want to Max Elixir to Jolteon, attach DCE, Max Elixir twice to Mew, or Max Elixir to Mew, attach regular energy to Mew with Dimension Valley. Just get a Flash Ray off in your matchups. Regular Manectric doesn't really care for Max Elixir, because by turn 2 he's going to be Turbo Bolting. Nothing you could do about that, because you got to evolve. But Max Elixir's in here for the other guys. So I originally ran 3, but I think 4 is way more consistent, because if you don't hit that thing, you're not going to beat Night March. So, and you're going to have trouble beating Gallade, because they can, get out Gallade, you knock it out with Mew, and then they just discard their whole hand, do puzzles of time, fancy stuff that they do nowadays, just get back out another Gallade. So Max Elixir pretty much helps you stream Mew against Gallade, so that's another big thing. Okay, so besides that, we have our 3 Spirit Links I pointed out already. We have our 2 Fighting Fury Belt. I don't think Muscle Band would be very strong in here, because, I mean, the only applicable use for Muscle Band would be for Jolteon to hit 90 times 2 to Yveltal EX to get a one-hit KO. But you have Raikou, Assault Laser, and Turbo Bolt that can all get a KO on Yveltal EX, so that's not such a big deal there. Plus 2 Fighting Fear Belt gives Jolteon 200 HP, making it harder to get knocked out by Night March. Makes Mew have 90 HP, making it harder to get knocked out by anything. Because, I mean, come on, folks. Mew with only 50 HP is very squishy, but he's also very good. So, continuing, we have 2 Rough Seas. The idea behind Rough Seas is mostly for Trevenant. Silent Fear, put 3 damage counters on all of your Pokemon, and then Rough Seas, take all the 3 damage counters off. So you can freely bench down multiple Manectrics, Raikous, maybe even a Jolteon, and then, you know, set them up and have your Rough Seas going. That's another reason Skyla comes out way more clutch than Misty. You could Skyla for the Rough Seas, get that out, you know, without having the chance of whiffing. Now, that'll pretty much cover our items. Battle Compressor is obvious. Just get those energies in your discard for Turbo Bolt or whatever supporters you need. Escape Rope's obvious. Just to switch out, like when you can't retreat and you have a Max Elixir active, Max Elixir Pokemon active. Now, as far as energies go, it's not scrolling down, but as you can see, obviously, you can do the math. 12 minus 2 DCE means we have 10 basic lightning. So, with the 10 basic lightning, the ratio is like 1 to 6. Well, not really. Like, say you have 6 prizes out. That brings your deck down to 54. 7 cards in hand. That should bring your deck down to 47. You draw a card for turn 46. You play a Max Elixir, look at 6 cards. Now you have 40 cards left in deck. Chances are that out of those 46, you'll hit one of the 10 lightning energy. And then as you burn through your deck with Ultra Ball, Trainer's Mail, Sycamore, what have you, you'll get through some of the like cards that you really don't need, and you'll start hitting the lightnings even more. So the longer the game takes, the better Max Elixir is. And there you have it. That's the deck. Daniel States, as I named it, because I was gonna run it for States. So we'll play a game with it, and I'll meet you guys in the game. Hey everyone, so we're getting into a game. Let's call heads, why not? I rarely see the tail side of this Pikachu coin. Oh man. Alright, so we started a free retreater, so that's always nice. Not sure what my opponent could be playing. Hopefully it's not a random PTCGO deck and it's actually something good. Come on, buddy, come on. Wrong lie. I know this guy from somewhere and I don't remember where. Anyways. Alright, okay, there we go. I was ready to send him a little angry face. Alright, so we have a Night March deck here, so this will probably show exactly how this deck works. So, we'll Ultra Ball away the Rough Seas, because we don't really need it for this matchup. And we'll get rid of a VS Seeker, because the other cards in our hand we want to burn for Shaman. Hopefully Hoopa's not prized. Hopefully Shaman's not prized. Okay, what are our prizes? Alright, so we're gonna grab the Hoopa. Use Scoundrel Ring. Manectric, Jolteon, Shaman. Now, normally I wouldn't want to fill up my bench really, but I think we'll be fine, because once you get a Flash Ray off, your opponent will have to start Lysandering. And, you know, they're going to have to deal with, like, getting their Lysander, which isn't that easy. Yeah, so, miss the first Elixir, because it's PTCGO, and you never hit one of those. And, sure enough, we missed the second one, too. Trainer's Mail would probably, the only thing it could net us is Dimension Valley to give them a... Oh, okay, that's not so bad then, the Battle Compressor. So what we want to discard here, we want to avoid getting rid of any energies really, and we don't want to discard basics in case they run Target Whistle. So what I will get rid of is a Sycamore in case we hit another VS Seeker. I think I'll get rid of the other Rough Seas because it's really not that good in this matchup at all. And I'll get rid of one of the Manectrics because honestly we're not gonna get 3 out this game. Highly unlikely. So we'll set up now, get 6 cards. Okay, now I'm thinking here that the best play... No, this is difficult, because if I bench down the Mew, I have too many Pokemon on my bench. But if I AZ, I can start picking some of these guys up, so I don't have to worry about, you know, Escape Rope or Lysander. But if they Lysander around Jolteon, they're not knocking out the Jolteon, but they could Escape Rope and Lysander. But I have 2 Jolteons. So I think what I'll do is I'll just play the AZ, pick up the Hoopa, and I'll go ahead and pass. Maybe playing down the Mew and retreating to it would have been better, because now he can knock out my Jolteon without needing a Lysander turn 1. Because usually it's harder to find Lysander turn 1 and 8 Night Marchers in your discard pile with this deck. Because obviously that means you want to play like a Sycamore and a Lysander, which is not easy to pull off. Obviously, unless you have like Dual Brains Magnezone. But leaving it active means that it's more susceptible to that, so hopefully hopefully he'll end up whiffing on that. But if not, that's okay. That was pretty much your hardest matchup, even with the Jolteons, but Jolteon makes it possible at least. So options that we have. Okay, cool. Options that we have for this next turn are to... Now this is where it gets troublesome, because these are 3 Target Whistle Pokemon that I'm forced to put in my discard. Now, if I attach and I get an Elixir, cool, I can use it, maybe hit it and put an energy on Jolteon, but if I whiff it, then I have 2 energies on the Jolteon, I'm not doing anything. Or if I hit a DCE off the Sycamore, I'm in trouble. So I think what I'm going to do, because I already attached, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe just... save the energies for now, press my luck, and go for the double Carlos energy. Yeah, okay, timer. I'm trying to explain my stuff here. Okay, so I hit all the energies in my deck, so this Elixir will probably fail. So I want to play the Ultra Ball first to get another card out of my deck, just for safe measures. See how many energies we have in there. Why not? We're down to 3 energies, so... hopefully this Elixir will grant us one of said 3 energies. And we'll grab a Mew. So, play the Elixir. Alright. Nothing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bench the Mew and attach there. So now I have two different options next turn. Like, I can either attach to the Mew and use Flash Ray with her, or I can like hit a supporter, get DCE and Flash Ray with an actual Jolteon. And my goal here is to pick up enough Pokemon to the point that my opponent cannot take 6 prizes. So I have 4 EXs on the field, that's 8, and then Mew makes 9, so if I could pick up 2 EXs, that goes down to 5, and I'm pretty safe, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, sure. So I mean that was a good play off him. Let's see what I get. Hey, someone loves me. Now, I could Sycamore, discarding my energies, knowing that I only have 3 left in my deck, or I could AZ, picking up Shaman and dropping it back down. But I'm thinking I just gotta go for broke here because I'm too far behind now. I got some really bad elixirs and some really bad hands, and I need to hit a DCE here. It's pretty much over. Okay, so there's the DCE. Put the Spirit Link here. Put the DCE here. Trainer's Mail. Hopefully get a Fury Belt. Cool. So put the Fury Belt here, make his life a little bit more difficult, and then if he starts getting knockouts on my guys, I can end him down to 3, and then hopefully with my last VS in my deck, end him down to 1 late game, and just like make short work of these pumpkins. I don't know if he even plays Shaman in here because his turns have been very short. And he plays Birch. This might be a little unconventional Night March list here. So I hit another Fury Belt. I can put it on the Jolteon, attach energy to the Jolteon, and like get 2 ready for whatever situation I may come across. Yeah, sure enough, there's a Shaman. Okay. Okay. Ugh. 3, 6, 7, 8. So that's 160. He needs 2 more to get a knockout here. And if he does, I'm in trouble. Oh, duh, he can't. I flash raid. I'm bad, guys. I'm bad at this game. That's kind of a big deal. Not really, I just gotta get lucky off this N. I gotta play the N. Which I don't want to, but like what that 0-6 means is that maybe I won't be able to flash raid next turn, but it also means that my opponent will not be able to get an attack off this turn. So like what I could do is I could, if I get lucky, maybe Lysander up the Joltik, get a Swift off, maybe top deck the DCE, and then play an N. Just make my opponent's day a little bit tougher. So probably what I'll do here is I'll play the Escape Rope, bringing up the other Jolteon. Come on, dude. Alright. So he sent up a guy that I can use Swift on, so if worst comes to worst, I'll be able to do that. I think I have to... because I could just Swift. I was debating benching the Raichu to thin out my deck a bit, but nah. So I pretty much hit the same 2 guys back. That's annoying. So right now, it's impossible for us to get a Flash Ray off. So I'm gonna retreat and hope for the best. Because if I discard that Night Marcher, that puts 3, 6, 7, 8. That puts 9 in his discard with 2 here. So if his last one's prized, he can't get the knockout unless he plays Muscle Band. If the last one's not prized, then I'm guaranteeing that he does get the knockout. Whereas if I left the 3 on the field, he couldn't knock me out in one shot. I'm thinking the right play here is just to do... because he has Zero-Sick as well, so... if he's going to get it, he's going to get it. But he has the Zero-Sick, so at this point I can't, you know... he could just VS Seeker for it and then still get the knockout, even with 3 guys in play, so... pretty much my goal here is like get the DCE, Flash Ray, and then get a Turbo Bolt going. I need to like, that's what I really need to do is like Turbo Bolt onto a Jolteon, killing a Shaman preferably, so that he has to. I have 2 prizes left, and then he's like, well, I can Lysander the Jolteon and knock out that threat, or I can hit your Manectric and knock out that threat, and then get Flash Rayed. So I kind of want to give him some options here. Well, not necessarily give him options, but make him play into my options. Alright, cool. So, sadly, he is a Night March list that happens to play Muscle Band, so this is going to be a tough one. What I want to hit here is, okay, a Max Elixir, and I want to actually get it off. Hey. Now, discarding all those Mega Manectrics early game is going to come back to bite me in the butt, I think. Yeah, I have 2 in there. I know I had all 3 in my deck. I don't want to Sycamore down to 1 card, but I think I have to. I can always end if I have the last VS Seeker in my deck. Man, that's scary. I should have counted. Okay, cool, I do. So, I hit what I needed. Oh, I know. Alright, let's put that there. Treat. Alright, so the game plan is going to be put energies on my Jolteon with Turbo Bolt, knocking out the Pumpkaboo. He's down to 1 more Pumpkaboo, which is one of his last 2 Night Marchers, and I'm gonna end replenishing my hand and bringing him down to 1 to 3 prizes depending on if he gets a knockout this turn. Luckily I hit that second Lysander, so there's a good chance that I get it off my own end, and then I Flash Ray. He has to have Lysander to win off of an end to 1, or I just send up a Shaman and win. So it's like, either you win, buddy, or I win. So I think Night March gets considerably worse with the release of N, but that's only because of like how susceptible it gets to variants. Because it was a deck that really didn't have to worry about variants in the past. It was very unlikely that the deck ever really, you know, had to suffer from like a late game thing such as N, because you could just judge and then they draw 4 prizes and that was their only option. Ace Trainer at the very worst. So man, this guy and his muscle bands, multiple muscle bands in Night March. But that's how you do it, guys. That's how you play Pokemon. So sadly, looks like he's going to be able to get this KO here with 3, 4, 5, 9, and he just discarded the last one. So, yeah, my only option here is to end him to 1, Flash Ray. Hope he doesn't have the Lysander on my Shaman. Because if I pick up the Shaman, I'm not knocking out Pumpkaboo, so I lose. I could AZ the Shaman, but with 1 card in my deck, and it not being super odd since I don't play that card, yeah, there's like nothing I can do here, so we're going to stick to that original game plan. End him to 1. Hope he doesn't hit Lysander off of it, or Escape Rope, or any of that. Flash Ray so that he can't knock out my active, and then next turn Lysander up his Shaman. I mean, honestly, it's lucky that that Muscle Band is not a Fighting Fury Belt, because now he needs multiple cards. He needs Lysander, double Colorless Energy, He can't play Ultra Ball. It's impossible because he's only seeing 2 cards. He can only play something like Sycamore, or another Shaman if he has it. So, okay, or Acrobike. Yeah, guys, so this isn't really, like, the deck right now. This is mostly the power of N versus Night March. But, like, if those elixirs would have hit early game, I think the outcome would have been slightly different. I guess the one thing that's really being shown off in this game would be the consistency of the deck. Like, whenever I wanted something, I hit it, unless it was, the energies, of course, like, because of the max elixirs. But whenever I wanted something, I usually hit it, and that's what matters. Okay, so he has a teammate. He'll just grab Escape Rope if he has it in there, and DCE, or just 2 puzzles a time to get them out of his discard. Come on, dude. You're prolonging the inevitable here. Either you beat me or I beat you. Oh, no, he can't. His other card needs to be like a Floatstone or something. Because if he plays Escape Rope, his Pumpkaboo's going to the bench, and he can't retreat his Shaman after that. So he might be going for, like, a Broke here. Unless he plays Catcher. And flips the heads. Yeah, let's see what he can do. Okay, switch. Oh. Cool. Alright, guys, so that's the game. He plays an unorthodox list. 2 switch over like 1 Escape Rope and 1 switch even. Muscle Bands over Fury Belt. You know what? I'm gonna send him the Mad Face for making me wait, making me think it was over. Flash Ray, and then that's the game, guys. So as you can see, that's the power of this Manectric deck versus Night March. It has the option of a couple of things. It can tank stuff with Manectric. It can just avoid attacks completely with Jolteon, and then it can do all of those things and more with Mew. So that's the power of this deck, guys. Hope you like it. If you build it and you have any other changes or something, let me know. I'll be back in the future with some more PTCGO videos. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how this video came out. Let me know if you'd like to see more in the future. I really would appreciate your feedback. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on the Tuff Puff.